In CSS, I can make an image look like this, to look like this, or from this, to look like this. Do you believe it? First, I'll insert the tag with the link to the image I want to edit. In CSS, I'll call this image. Use the filter property to edit the image. I find the image a bit dark, so I'll increase the brightness by 1.25 times, reduce the contrast to 0.85, and increase the saturation by 2 times. And just like that, I have a much better image, just like I'm using an iPhone to edit photos. In addition, there are several other values such as blur, drop shadow, grayscale, hue rotate, invert, opacity, sepia. By using these values appropriately, you can create photos that are indistinguishable from those produced by professional software. Have you noticed? Most e-commerce websites don't take product photos every time they release a new design. Instead, they just use a mock-up shirt and insert hundreds, even thousands, of different designs onto it. But the problem is, if you use a default graphic on the product, it looks very fake. But with just one line of CSS, I created this image. First, in the HTML, I inserted the mock-up image first, then the graphic. I declared position : relative in the parent class to create a positioning point for the child element. In the image graphics, I used position : absolute so we can move the element anywhere we want. I needed it 35% from the top and 25% from the left. Now, to make the product image look more realistic, I simply use the mix-blend-mode property with the value multiply. The nature of the multiply value is that it will remove the white layer, while the dark colors will blend into the fabric of the mockup. With this technique, e-commerce websites can save a lot of time and costs. In addition, mix-blend mode also includes other values such as screen, overlay, darken, lighten, color dodge, color burn, hard light, soft light, difference, exclusion, hue, saturation, color, and luminosity. If you have a website with many images and find the effects rather boring, try this. In CSS, for the image tags I want to animate, by default, I will set the transform to make them smaller and set the opacity to completely hide them. Then I will call an animation called show image, with the animation timeline value set to view. The task of this animation is to change the opacity to 1 to display the image on the screen, and set the transform back to its default size. From now on, the images on my website will appear gradually each time the user scrolls to their position. Taking this image as an example, the timeline position at 0% will be calculated from the bottom edge of the screen, and will reach 100% at the top edge of the screen. The animation will start transitioning when the top edge of the image reaches 0%. Then, the values of the opacity and transform properties will transition evenly until the top edge of the image reaches 100%. However, if you want to adjust this timeline range, simply use the animation range property. Here, I want the animation to start at 20% and complete at 40%. This is the result we get. In HTML, I create a banner element. In CSS, I set its width and height to match the current screen size. To enhance the banner, I'll insert a pre-prepared image as the background. Now, I'll search for more images using the keyword mask image transparent and choose an image I like. Note that it must have a transparent background. Then I declare the mask image property to insert that image. As you can see, the original background image has been cropped based on the mask image we just found. To adjust this mask image layer, I declare mask repeat with the value no repeat, so it doesn't repeat. Set position center, so the mask layer is centered. And finally, for the mask size, you can choose any size you want. With this method, you can create countless impressive image banner designs without any limitations. All you need to do is find a suitable image to use as a mask image. In web design, where you're placing a product image, you want the design to be more dynamic, so you choose to create a black elliptical shape then reduce its opacity. This is certainly the perfect way to create a shadow. But you can try another way. Try using the WebKit-Box-Reflect: property with the value below. You've created a reflection of the image itself. If you want to create a little distance, just set the distance value directly here. Finally, to create a realistic shadow, I use a linear gradient to make the image fade as I wish, creating a fading and disappearing effect by transitioning from white with opacity to transparent. Now, here's a question for you.
There's a very common scenario when designing card elements for a website. You have a parent element with a padding of 8 pixels. Inside, it contains an image and some information about the product. I have a question for you. If I round the corners of this image by 16 pixels, what will the corner rounding value of the parent element be?
Please leave your answer in the comments below, and I'll respond in the next video. Since this is a new channel, and you are the first viewers helping to build this YouTube channel, we would greatly appreciate a like and a subscription, so we can reach our first 10,000 subscribers. Thank you very much. See you in the next video with more useful knowledge about programming and web design.